Hey guys, welcome to a look at yet another ST arcade conversion. This time it's Star Wars Return of the Jedi, published by Domark in '88. And yet again we have cover art by Steinar Lund, who also made the artwork for the other two Star Wars arcade conversions released by Domark. And I did play this one back in the day, and I remember I rather like the visuals. It does look really nice because it's an isometric scrolling shooter, and I do love me some isometric graphics, but gameplay was maybe not that amazing. Felt it got pretty repetitive and boring quite quickly, and I'm not that fond of the arcade game either, I have to admit. It was developed and published by Atari in 1984, and gameplay does feel a bit weak. I don't think this was as big a hit as the first Star Wars game. And interestingly enough, Return of the Jedi was actually released before Empire Strikes Back, the arcade game, which was released in '85. And that was of course an upgrade kit to the initial Vector Star Wars arcade game. And the arcade version of Return of the Jedi was designed and programmed by Dennis Harper, who was also involved in the arcade versions of Hydra, Primal Rage, Moto Frenzy, Tubin, and several other arcade games, and also home versions of these arcade games. And the graphics for the arcade version were created by Susan McBride, who also worked on Pit Fighter, the arcade game, and also quite a few Atari Lynx and Jaguar games. But enough said about that, let's dive in! And pretty nice music and pretty sweet looking loading screen that's been digitized. But yeah, looks good. And I remember being fairly excited about getting this one because I had seen the game before in magazines, and yeah, it does look really, really nice. In fact, it does look a bit better than the arcade game actually. Very nice and clean, isometric graphics, and it runs pretty decently well. And I also like the music.
You cannot escape your destiny. You must face Darth Vader again.
Leave them to me. I will deal with them myself.
Oh yes, these samples are also pretty damn awesome, together with the music that I also rather like. The sample sound effects are actually better than the arcade version, I think. They sound a bit weird. I wonder if they used the same audio hardware on Return of the Jedi, the arcade version, as they did on the Star Wars, the first arcade Star Wars game. Had this really weird sounding samples. Take that. And I gotta say, the SD version is a lot easier than the arcade version. It's a little bit too fast. Where that happens a lot, that just happened. You keep hitting trees because the game is so damn fast that you don't stand a chance to really get out of the way. And I also find the graphics, as I said, in the arcade version to be a bit muddier than the ST version. This looks much clearer and nicer. Sadly, we don't get all of the sampled sound effects, but we do get more music in the ST version, so that is nice, I suppose. Here goes nothing, and this looked so nice, I felt. But gameplay-wise, it just gets pretty boring pretty quickly. And I'm not playing very well, I realize I'm screwing up. But let's see if we can just get to the reactor and do some damage. Yeah, I've always been a fan of isometric graphics ever since I saw Saxon for the first time in sometimes in the early 80s. I wasn't paying attention there. I was talking about Saxon. Yeah, Saxon looked amazing, and ever since I saw that, I always had a love for isometric graphics, even though often they are maybe not that fun due to partly because of the graphics. I think makes them hard to control. But yeah, looks very nice, doesn't it? See if we can get back to the Death Star sequence and maybe pay some attention this time. Looks like we're playing a different stage. Maybe it's stage 3. I thought maybe you had to restart. Restart the first stage if you fail the Death Star run, but maybe not. Because this does look different, I think. Oh yeah, it is different. Oh, I hate that. That log, or hollow trunk, I should say. It is really hard to do in the arcade version. My god, is it difficult to get in there. but you do get a fair amount of bonus points, and you can just kind of avoid them if you want to. It's a lot easier in the ST version. So let's try the medium level, because we do get to play different parts of the game then, I think. There's quite a few stages. And I mean, it's not a bad game. It's pretty good, but it just gets a little bit dull. And the higher levels, I remember, got a little bit frustrating as well, I think. Oh man, I'm not doing very well this time. I'm going to ignore the trunk of doom. Oh, I get sucked in the ST version, in the hollow trunk. Making it a lot easier. Oh dear, I'm not sure what happened there. Nothing good. Yeah, it is a bit tricky. Oh man, yeah, I'm not doing well at all, am I? Okay, let's try and be careful. Oh, these... I actually remember these sections of trees being damn annoying. It may be easier than the arcade, but it's still quite easy to screw up. Oh, he pushed me into that, you little... Okay, so there's 3 sections at least of these threes. So this is the last one, I think, right? Yeah. And then we get this section that looks really sweet. But as I remember, it was pretty damn tricky. But again, it's easier than the arcade. And it looks really, really nice. Oh, balls, or rocks rather. We can't blast the rocks, of course. That's a bummer. Hopefully we can get past this. I don't know if there's a cheated version of this. I presume there is, but I haven't spent any time trying to find it. So we're going to try, yes, and get to this stage, which looks really, really sweet. Did I just... Okay, it just cuts back. Yeah, right. Bit annoying, I remember that. We just yank you out of the interesting section and put you back here. It is rather annoying. But the fact that you kind of get pulled out of the gameplay is a little bit... Really? Okay, I misjudged that completely. What? Alright. Let's go with hard. Oh god, I'm dreading this section here. But let's try it. Maybe we can get it done. Oh, why are you lobbing rocks at me, you bunch of teddy bear bastards? Oh, please don't do that. I remember this. Let's do this and get out of the way. Those damn teddy bears. No love for them. Oh, you flipping... I think we have to stay here or something. Okay. What the... I got pulled in there and I couldn't get out of the way. That's also a bit annoying. And gee, yeah, okay. Yeah, the game does get a bit frustrating. Of course, it helps fudge that you know what's coming up. Oh man, I hate those fluffy things. Okay. You know what? I think I'm going to play the easy stage again, just so we can get to enjoy the Death Star being blown up and all that, because I don't think we saw that, so let's try that. But at least it's an arcade conversion that for once isn't harder than the arcade original, so that is nice. Okay, here goes nothing again, indeed, yes. Let's see if we can not balls up this time. I have got some more lives, and try and stay away from the TIE fighters here. I think this stage is fairly short, so it shouldn't be too difficult, right? But hey, I'm sure I can screw it up, don't worry. Destroy a reactor. What? Didn't I shoot the damn... You see what I just said? Of course I can screw it up. But those TIE fighters looks pretty funky though, I'm not sure. Is it a TIE fighter? Maybe it's a TIE Interceptor or something like that. But let's just murder them regardless. And let's try and shoot the reactor this time and not miss it. What? Didn't I shoot the reactor there? Pretty sure I did. What am I supposed to shoot then? Let's try this again. Okay. There we go. Now I hit it. Wonder why that didn't work before. Let's try and not get blown up here. Or drive into stuff. Let's drive responsibly. Yeah, this should be doable, right? Please, 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 don't blow me up. There we go. Boom. Yeah, well, maybe not the most satisfying Death Star explosion ever, but hey, that felt pretty good. And we get bonus points. What's not to like? And I'm gonna try stage 2 just one more time, because why not? And again, it's not a bad game. It's pretty good, actually. It's a good conversion. And it looks really, really nice and sounds good, too. It's just probably me. And again, I get pushed towards the trunk there. I'm trying to get around it, but no. And wow, that was cheap, dude. And okay, that's mildly annoying. I touched the joystick there, I shouldn't. Yeah, as I was saying, it's probably just me not being fond of this gameplay. I'm sure there are other people that really enjoyed this game back in the day. I'm a picky bastard, what can I say? Okay, walk-in time. So let's stay to the right, shall we? Wow, I lose my ships so quickly. My extra ships. Well, how did I not hit that? It's kind of weird, that. Damn those Ewoks, they want to see me dead. Really? Did I? Oh yeah, it's hard to see what's going on. It's a little bit jerky, the scrolling, which is kind of confusing because you can't really see all the bullets being fired at you. But that was again? Yeah, this was definitely my favorite part of the game. The space section. Because I remember being pretty frustrated about this part here. Because I wanted to go into space and shoot TIE fighters and check out those amazing looking Star Destroyers. But they're so short, those sections. They're annoyingly short. But the blasting log section just never ends. And it's not really as much fun, I feel. And the difficulty is a little bit unbalanced here in the ST version too, I feel. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. Looking very nice, this bit here. Please, let me just enjoy. What even gets me? I can't even see what gets me there. So maybe, yeah, I'm not sure what is it. These. Okay. It's so annoying, these sections. They're so short. Hey, Han. He very casually just lobs a grenade in there and just keeps walking. Yeah, that's right. Don't show them any respect, Han. And here we are back. Attacking the Death Star. With no lives, so I can't see this going very well. But let's give it a quick attempt here, shall we? Oh, God. Oh, man. There's even logs here. I hate logs. My worst enemy in the Star Wars universe. Damn logs. Anyway, I think we're done. Let's check out some reviews before we end, shall we? ST User was not surprisingly very excited about this one and gave the game an overall of 9 out of 10. And they wrote, a nice ending to this series of games with a good conversion from the arcade, which will keep you hooked for your ST for hours. If you're a fan of these coin-ups, you'll enjoy this version. And the other reviewers wrote, this one is a must for any self-respecting gamer. Maybe a little bit too high of a praise here, but yeah, it is a good conversion, but the gameplay does get a bit repetitive and frustrating at times, but it's a pretty decent game. Computer and Video Games was less impressed and they gave the ST version 67%. It's difficult to decide whether Jedi is a good finish to the Star Wars series, or some kind of space turkey. Return of the Jedi is probably not as good a game as either of its predecessors, but it's a good conversion and an adequate game in its own right. Yeah, that sums it up pretty well. Great audio visuals and somewhat disappointing gameplay. And with that, I'm just going to say thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed, and as always, hope to catch you next time. Cheers!